right, welcome back, party people. Thank you for joining us in hip hop and barbershops. And today's topic, we are continuing our conversation about hip hop and in sports. And you know, Brother B Styles brought up some really good things about some basketball players dropping albums. But I kind of want to ask y'all, kind of get y'all opinion and feedback on what do you guys think? How has sports been positively or negatively impacted by hip-hop and hip-hop culture? I know it's a vague question. Take it how you want.
Well, I would say that there's definitely been a strong influence in sports and hip-hop. Before they instituted, you know, the mandatory dress-up rule in the NBA,
I knew you was gonna say.
brothers was looking like they was ready for the video shoot. You know, going to play basketball games. You know, dudes were all jeweled out like they about to get on stage and rock the set. You know, clothes mad baggy.
I knew you were gonna bring it there.
Like you know, they're MC. But so I mean, that influence is really just the influence from the culture, right? It wasn't like a negative thing, not to us anyway.
Nope.
Never a negative thing. It was like, they look like us. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? If anything, it made you feel a little bit like you had a little bit more in common with the players at that particular time because they looked just like you did.
Absolutely.
You know, what about you, Will?
I'm not really a big sports dude, so I can't say that hip hop has had a negative effect on sports. From my viewpoint, if anything, it brought attention to the game where, you know, there otherwise, in my opinion, wouldn't have been.
Right.
You know, it opened the door for other people to, you know, spend money in sports.
Yeah.
So as far as a negative impact, I can't see, you know, how it would have.
I would agree with that, definitely. That it definitely, you know, definitely not a negative thing for sure. I think what it has done is just raised the profile of a lot. Like sports venues, man, there's not any sports venue that you can go into, including a soccer venue or whatever, and not hear hip hop being played at timeouts and things like that. Or, you know, an artist is performing at halftime. Or, you know, it's those kinds of things. But I think that the sport where I feel like hip-hop has probably had the most influence on has been basketball.
Absolutely.
And I think it's because basketball is played indoors in arenas where there's pretty much a soundtrack for when dudes was warming up.
And you can be seen.
And you can be seen, right? And, you know, it's one of those things where it's almost like a self-contained party when there's timeouts.
Yep.
And, you know, at halftime and things like that, especially if you're at the game, you know, at the game live. Whereas opposed to football, yes, there is definitely hip-hop and football, but because football's played outdoors for the most part, in these big, huge arenas, you don't feel it's not as personal.
Yes.
You know, it's not as personal as it is with basketball.
You know, as we're sitting here, I'm just thinking about how Onyx, they came out slam, da da da, and that was just everything about that video was just our culture, right? From the music to the dancing to people just celebrating life, partying. I think there's some people cooking in that video, that little cookout in the corner.
So don't try to be loud as me because you can do that.
Homie, you know what I'm saying, is just sitting on the rim, just everything about that video, and the fact that they did it on the basketball court. When I think back to just early images of just hip hop and sports, that video comes to mind because, like you said, it's our culture. Like, what do you do in the summertime? You play ball, you're chilling with your boys, you saying you listen to music. So that video kind of encapsulates all of those things. So like as you're saying, in basketball arenas, people, they have that more intimate vibe, right? Like Big Tigger started off on BET. He was in the basement. Now he's announcing Washington Wizards games. Like he's the announcer.
Yeah,
you feel me? And they're playing hip hop. So, but like, how else would he have gotten that job, right?
Right.
It's just that familiarity, that voice, And it's that likability that was able to have him transition literally into a sports arena. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, you know, and the dude AJ, they used to be on 106 in Park. When he was on when Free was on there. You know, now he's on like Access Hollywood or something like that. Something crazy.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I'm saying? But you know,
he's able to make that transition.
It's like dudes are able to flip from one situation to another situation, which I think is pretty smooth myself. You know, I like the fact that the coaches are meshed together anyway, because the players and the rappers, we all come from the similar places. So there's a lot of similarities in how people live their lives and get down.
It's kind of like Survivor, right?
Yeah.
It's that same struggle.
Yeah, right.
Whether you were trying to play ball, whether you were trying to be an actor, whether you're trying to be a writer, there's a level of stages that you have to go through, and there's a level of punishment that you got to endure, right? Same thing with basketball. So I think that's why, that's another reason why sports and music are so, because when you get this, you made it. And I was following you for years, like Chance the Rapper, last summer, a friend of mine, one of my customers was like, yo, Boogs, listen to Chance the Rapper. He's gonna be hot. He's what's up and coming. I'm listening to it like, this dude? And then a year later, I'm like, yo, this was for real.
Yeah.
So there's a...
It is funny when those things happen. It is like, when you follow somebody early on and then they pop, definitely. And you feel like you were along the journey with them. When it's like that, But Will, chime on in here, brother.
Look, like I said, I'm kind of the outcast of this because I don't even watch sports. But on the business side of things,
absolutely.
Like I said, it is the corporatization of hip hop has, like you said, opened up the doors for a lot of cats to be announcers in sports, to get deals through sports brands and representing certain teams. Like Jay-Z is in Brooklyn, like that's his team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a major influence, hip hop, on sports.
Drake, what is he? The brand ambassador?
Yeah, for the Raptors.
For the Raptors.
Yeah.
And they got these musicians coming out with sports shoes. Kanye was, finally got broke the ice and got through, but it's that same thing.
And there's not too many rappers that don't wear Jordans or Air Force Ones. When Nelly came out with this Air Force One song, then dudes had Air Jordans. You know what I mean? It's just like, It's like the intersection of hip hop culture and basketball or sports in general is always present, because we are hip hop.
Yeah.
Like we are hip hop. So whatever we do, there's a hip hop flair to it. Like even you as a barber, there's a hip hop flair to how you do your thing. Right? You know what I'm saying?
And that's just us. That's that melanin. That's what I was like. So that culture, it's us. Everything is us. We create the music, the rhythms, the harmony, everything.
Everything.
And that's why it's just a beautiful blend, right?
Yes. And we've been dropping some jewels here, but we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back on the other side to continue this dialogue.
Barber Time is serving others, people who are not able to make this trip, people who are not able to pay to get on a flight to come here, people who are not able to even have the understanding that they need to be at an event like this. Barber Time brought it. Barber Time is the reason why that I am able to speak to the masses, because it's you guys' venue, your camera, your mics that let me speak louder than just standing here at this barber convention. It's time for you barbers, I'm calling your name. It's time for you stylists, I'm calling your name, to prepare yourself for the opportunity, because the opportunity is coming. And I'm telling you, Barber Time is the best media, social media for the barbers out there. Listen, watch Barber Time, because this is what we do, baby. This is the barber industry, this is what we do, and this is how we get down. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. doubt.
And barber time all the time.